Space, the final frontier. My name is Captain Foley, and these are my adventures. Captain's Log, Stardate 201601.04. Welcome back, everybody, and welcome to 2016. It's a great year. You're going to enjoy it, I hope. I'm selling it like I own it. I don't know. So it's been a while since I did my last Captain's Log. I had a lot of responses and questions for that one. So what I'm gonna do with this Captain's Log is kind of a year in review. I've got a few things I want to talk about, plus answer your questions. So it's going to be broken up into two parts. Part one, which you're watching right now, is going to be just me talking about the good stuff and anything that I kind of want to get out there to you guys. So this is for basically everybody to watch. If you're still interested in watching part two, which is just all the questions from you guys and comments and stuff, some of them are going to be repetitions from what I'm going to talk about right now. So I didn't want you guys to all have to wait and suffer through all that to get to the good stuff. So that's why I'm doing it in two parts. So if you want to check out part two, it should be up very shortly. I'm going to film this one, upload it, and while it's uploading, I'm going to film part two. With all the questions and stuff. So if you guys are interested in that, please check it out as well. So yeah, that's where we're going to start. All right, so as I said, this is basically just a year in review. It's going to start off with a year in review thing. So we've got new guests. We've got Robert Bonchon, which is the which is the visual effects supervisor for Voyager and Enterprise on board. We've also got Eric from Pacific 201 and Tommy Kraft from Star Trek Horizon. So we got new guests. We also have, I've been speaking to Gabriel Cornier. I want to get his Enterprise on the show. Need to set up and arrange a Skype call with him. So, but that's in the works. We have Bill Krause. His Shangri-La episode is in the works because he won that Star Trek model contest. So there's lots of cool stuff going on. And lots of new guests. And we've also released a bunch of new shows this year. We had Top 10, Fact Files, fan design mission briefings, things like that. So we've done a lot of stuff this year. It's been a good Trekyards year, and I hope you guys have really enjoyed it. Yeah, so let's move on. So one of the biggest things that's kind of cropped up lately is this whole CBS Sue's Axanar thing, which, to be perfectly honest, sucks, because I've been looking forward to Axanar, as have a lot of other people. However, there's no place for it on the Trekyards site. We don't want to pick sides on Trekyards as far as that goes, just because we don't want to draw any unwanted attention to ourselves from CBS should they be out for blood. So we appreciate all the support you guys give Axanar, but we all have our own personal feelings, and there are plenty of sites devoted to talking about the Axanar problem. So if you guys would keep the posts about Axanar just off the Trekyards site until there's more of a understanding of what's going on exactly and how it can be approached, how it will be approached, that would be awesome. As you've probably seen, a lot of them have been removed. So yeah, I mean, Alec Peters is we consider him a good friend here, so it's shitty, but there's nothing we can really do about it, and just, offer your support through different channels. Trekyards is about ships and tech, and I know there's a lot of new ships coming out for Axanar. We understand that, but we just don't want... it's kind of a political view in a way. In the Star Trek universe, so we just don't want to get embroiled in all that. So if you could keep them off the Trekyards page, that'd be awesome. Like I said, there's the Axanar fan groups, there's the regular Star Trek channels and pages to do that kind of thing and to post those kind of things and show your support. So please go ahead and do that. And that's pretty much all I have to say about the Axanar problem. Hopefully it'll get resolved very soon, and I'm really hoping to see some Axanar. Now, another big thing that people wanted me to talk about was the Star Trek Beyond trailer. And all I can say is, really, for a 50th anniversary of a franchise, movie, and trailer, that's what you give us? And I know that Simon Pegg's been like, well, he wasn't happy with the with the trailer, it doesn't reflect what the movie's really about and the soul that the movie has, and that's cool. I mean, he said they're getting back to more exploration. I hope Simon Pegg does a good job on the writing and really kind of gets the Star Trek feel back. But yeah, that trailer was just atrocious, and it was a slap in the face for all Star Trek fans as far as, this is what we're giving you for your 50th anniversary, guys. I mean, even if the movie sucks, you can do a better trailer than that, at least. I also heard that it was supposed to be shown before Star Wars. I've seen Star Wars 3 times now. I have not seen a Star Trek Beyond trailer yet. I know it got leaked a few days before Star Wars was released, so I don't know if that's the reasoning behind it, but I have not seen a Star Trek Beyond trailer yet on the big screen. Might be a good thing. I don't know. But yeah, I just wanted to say that too. I don't know what's up with that. And just touching on the last captain's log that I did on December 14th. Wow, it has been a while. It has 1,036 views. Now, it should have 76 more views. So what happened was I uploaded it, and there was a problem with the editing that I didn't realize. So I needed to re-edit it together and re-upload it. So thank you for the overwhelming response on that video. That's like 1,100 views if you count those 76 in there. So amazing. So the comments and feedback from that was incredible. 54 likes and 0 dislikes, which is awesome. I always at least get 1 or 2 dislikes, and I know why. It's people that have been rude, ignorant assholes on my channel, and I block them so that they can't comment anymore, but they choose to instead give me a thumbs down. So, but anyway, awesome response on the last video, so I really appreciate it all from you guys. So thank you very much. And like I said, there's a lot of questions and stuff to get to regarding that, but that's going to be in part 2 of this captain's log. If you've been following the Foley class Dreadnought design, and yes, we decided it's Foley class. It's not going to be the Stuart Foley class, because that's just kind of, that's a little too arrogant, I think. I don't know. But anyway, it's the Foley class Dreadnought design. Cal Schnatz has been doing an awesome job with it. It's going to be in the official technical manual released through licensed by CBS. And we've done a complete backstory on it. It's got a complete redesign. We still have the original guy that has started doing the modeling for it. He's going to do the wide-bodied early one and the original concept that was done by Cal. And I don't know if you guys know, but on DeviantArt there's Matt Lashitz. He sent me a way to pronounce his name. It's like a Croatian name. Matt Lashitz. Anyway, who you guys might know, Matt Lashitz, David Laszlo. I've got a lot of his DeviantArt work on my computer. I have for years. I'm a big fan of his. I was amazed to find out he was a big fan of Trekyards. So we're like, oh, I'm a big fan of yours. No, I'm a big fan of yours. Anyway, he's going to be modeling the new Dreadnought that Cal has designed with the modified saucer. It's got 3 mega phasers. It's got 4 forward-facing torpedo tubes, 1 aft-facing torpedo tube. This thing is a beast. If you haven't seen it, it's probably on the Starfleet Engineering and Technical site by Cal or on Trekyards. We are working on the backstory right now, developing a few things with that. So it's a very interesting ship, and it's going to be amazing. And the fact that I have Matt Lashitz, that's how it's pronounced. Matt Lashitz, yeah. Anyway, I'm having him do the model for it. It's going to have animated Blizzard collectors, animated shuttle bay doors, things like that. So we're going to be able to do a Trekyards episode on it eventually too. So it's going to be amazing. Like I said, we still have the original concept being 3D modeled. The guy, he's doing an amazing job. Twisted Sister, can't think of his name offhand. He goes by Twisted Sister on his YouTube though. Yeah, anyway, he's doing an amazing job. Eldon, hold on a second. I'll just take a quick look here. And you guys are like, oh my God, Stuart. Eldon Falls. Yeah, anyway. He also has another pseudonym that he goes by, but I can't recall it offhand. Sorry, guys. So he's doing an amazing job on that first 2 and they're going to be in the design lineage of this ship, so that's fine. And then I'm going to have the Matt Lishitz do this last one, so it's going to be amazing. I'm a big fan of his work. I know you guys have heard of him. You must have heard of him. So hope you guys are excited about that. Next thing on my list here, I got a lot of cool stuff for Christmas. I got the little BB-8 from Sphero, which is a little amazing little guy. Got the Ships of the Line calendar. Got a bunch of books. A lot of cool stuff. Had a good Christmas. Hope you guys had a good Christmas as well. So there is that. Now, if you haven't seen the new Star Wars movie, go see it. I've seen it 3 times now. I've done a spoiler-free review and a spoiler-filled review. Since I've seen it more times now, I've kind of got a different view of it than what you see in my spoiler-filled review, because I'd only seen it once at that point. I have a few new appreciations for things. You definitely got to see it a few times if you're a Star Wars fan. You can't just make a judgment call on the first one, because I felt like something was missing when I left the theater the first time, but that's kind of been filled in the last couple times I've seen it, so just want to put that out there. Oh, I also got a Kirk figure, which is exclusive, Entertainment Earth exclusive, with him transporting, beaming out, because the regular series doesn't have that. Got my wife the Spock one, but yeah. So, cool stuff. Speaking of my Star Wars review, though, I got to admit, I watched a few other reviews and discussions about it prior to doing mine, and I think they might have influenced my view a little bit. See, the problem with me is I generally like movies that everybody hates. I liked The Incredible Hulk, like the first one with Jennifer Connelly. I thought it was a pretty good movie. Green Lantern's not too bad. It's a comic book movie. It's exactly what you'd expect from a comic book movie. It's like a comic book. But everybody hates on everything that I like. So when I go to do those reviews, I keep that in mind, and I try to stay more mainstream, because I don't want people jumping all over me for saying that I like something that everybody hates. But at the same time, I do keep my opinions pretty much intact. I just kind of tone it down a little bit and kind of make it more politically correct. Now, the problem with that is everybody's jumping all over me for my Star Wars reviews, saying, why'd you say that? Why'd you do this? Well, you can't have your cake and eat it too, guys. I'm trying to give thoughts that I've had into a more politically correct avenue. You watch my reviews because you want to hear what I have to say about the movie, how I see the movie, if you were having a conversation with me over beer and chicken wings, what I would say. Those are the things I would say. I kind of gave a little joke about Leia's voice having she smoked a little too many death sticks because it's a little raspy and a little rough. And everybody's like, well, she's not 20. You can't expect her to have a young voice anymore. Well, I know that. Thank you very much, guys. I'm well aware of that fact, but it was a funny thing that I said in theater to Sylvia, my wife, and she kind of got a chuckle out of, because Carrie Fisher does kind of have a raspy voice now, and it was just a joke. I thought I'd throw it in my review, and people jumped all over me for it, and the fact that I said there's not enough R2-D2, I've been called an R2-D2 fuckboy. That'll definitely get you blocked from my channel, by the way. So, I mean, things like that are just rude, ignorant, and immature, and you need to smarten up. You're watching my review because you want to watch my review. You don't want to watch my review and hear everything that you want to hear based on your opinion. So don't jump all over me for it. I feel like I put in a lot of stuff there that I didn't intend to originally put in, but a lot of it ties into theories and stuff for the next movie. So I'm like, well, I'll include that. Originally I wouldn't have. I just would have kind of talked about how I felt about it. But I just feel like you guys don't appreciate some of the work that I do and some of the things I say. It's fine. I'm going to stay who I am. I'm going to tell you how it is. That's just the way it is. But I don't want to get crucified for it. I mean, there's a good way to, I've said this many times, I'm going to say it many more. There's a way to argue and disagree with someone that doesn't involve being an asshole. And I've just had a lot of assholish comments on that, which, fine enough. You can write a goddamn a novel. I don't care. I'm going to delete it. Done. Gone. If you're being an asshole, it's deleted. I don't care how many good points you have. If you call somebody a name, call me a name, just be a general asshole, it's gone and you're blocked. Sorry. I don't care if you like every one of my other videos and you're an asshole on one of them, you're going to get blocked. And then you're not going to be able to comment on the ones you do like. Sorry. It's just how it is. So I just wanted to touch base on that. So, sorry. I kind of went off on a tangent. I apologize. Next thing is, meeting fans is awesome. It's hard to wrap my head around the fact that I actually have fans. A gentleman by the name of Timothy Earl actually messaged me quite a while ago saying, oh, you live in the same city as I do. And I'm like, yes, I do. Which he found amazing. And then we met up. Great guy, awesome guy. We had beer, chicken wings, hung out at the pub down at the end of the street, and just kind of shot the shit for about 2.5, 3 hours. And it was fun. It was a great time. He's a great guy, but he's like, I've never met a YouTuber, and I'm like, I guess I'm a YouTuber. It's a weird thing to kind of be recognized by people and people know who you are, and probably know like they know you because they watch you all the time. Like, you guys must feel like you guys know me, and then I meet you guys and you're like, I don't know you. It is a weird feeling, and it's kind of funny because Doug Drexler said the same thing the first time we talked to him. He goes, we're kind of starstruck. It's kind of an honor to talk to you, Doug. And he's like, I'm just a regular guy, just like you guys are. And I was like, yeah, right, whatever. But now that we're into it more than a year in Trekyards, and people are like messaging me saying, oh, thank you for talking to me and whatever, I feel kind of weird. It's a weird feeling because I'm not anybody special. I'm just me, just a regular guy. I like Star Trek and made a show, and me and Samuel made a show about it. It's a little odd. It just feels weird. But anyway, Tim, you're a great guy. We've been talking since then. We want to get together again. He's just an awesome guy to hang out with, and I have no problems hanging out with any of you. Just message me, and we'll arrange a time to hook up and hang out or whatever. So, but yeah. So I love meeting my fans. That's another thing I just wanted to say. That's on my list, and there's a lot of things that are running around in my head right now. So. And there's just two more quick things on this part one that I want to address. First of all, the Trekyards top 10. Been getting a lot of comments on a lot of the episodes. Why don't you change the name to top 5? You should change the name of this. It's not a top 10. It is a top 10. It's my opinion and Samuel's opinions, top 5. Sometimes they're exactly the same because there's only like 5 things that we can discuss. So they are a top 10. However, I do see the point of what you guys are saying. You guys are tuning in expecting to hear top 10 things, and you hear top 5 sometimes, or top 6, or top 7, depending on how the list goes. And I understand that, but one of the suggestions was change it to just the top something, top list, top Trekyards tops, something. It's a possibility. It might happen if something catchy comes along. If not, I don't know what to say, guys. It's a top 10 list. That's just what it is. And lastly, and this one has really been bugging me lately, people have complained that somebody on the Trekyards site was talking about the TOS Enterprise and how its engines make sound in space as it's in warp. And people have complained that the TIE fighters in Star Wars make sound in space. And the Millennium Falcon's engines make sound in space. And George Lucas even said, I've created certain rules for my universe. And one of those rules is that there's sound in space, so I have to continue that. Are you all daft? I mean, seriously, honestly, truly, really? Because there might not be sound in space. Sound can't travel through a vacuum. We all know this. But you're watching a movie or a television program. And you need some sound in space, otherwise it would just be quiet. You could hear a pin drop in a theater during space scenes. Where's the fun in that? Plus, it's how I look at it. Those sounds you hear are the sounds that are reverberating through the ship, done by the machinery that makes those things go. So when you hear a TIE fighter squealing through space, that's what the pilot inside hears. Might not be as loud as that. It might be a faint little zzz, But that's what they hear. When you hear the Millennium Falcon, that thrust, that's what you hear reverberate throughout the hull of the ship. You can't tell me that the sounds that ship makes isn't heard inside the ship. So when you hear the Enterprise, the TOS Enterprise wind up, it's a little annoying. It's not really a great sound effect, but it's something that exists. So you got to understand that it's the ship getting up to those speeds that is creating that sound, and it's reverberating through the hull. So it's what the people inside the ship hear. So when you see that outside the ship and you hear those sound effects, don't get sucked out of don't get sucked out of the moment because of that. Don't let that ruin the movie for you, because that's not what is intended there. The fact is, that's the sound that is heard inside the ship. And if you didn't have that on screen, it'd be pretty boring. All right, guys, that's it for this little section of the show. Like I said, this is part 1. There's part 2 where I'm going to be answering all your all the questions and comments and addressing everything. I might touch on a few things again, especially regarding Axanar and things. So check out the link for part 2. I will include it in the description below. And yeah, if you're interested, check it out. It might be a little bit longer, but like I said, I didn't want to make you guys sit through all that to get to the stuff that I want to talk about today. So we had a great 2015. We're going to have a great 2016. And I want to thank you guys all for making that happen, both past and present and future. That's both. I said both past and present and future. That's 3. So I'd like to thank you guys for both past and future, and all your contributions and support and just encouragement and being fans. I mean, it's awesome. It helps us out. All right, so guys, so I will see you in part 2, or not. I will see you next time I have a Captain's Log if you're not going to check out part 2. Bye, everybody. Captain Foley, signing off.